the stage. There we go. Hello, guys. This is Nathan Bell from Storm Master Weather. I'm still trying to figure out how this whole StreamYard thing completely works. So, my bad. It took me a little longer because I'm trying to get all my streams connected simultaneously because I want it to be a situation where it's directly, like very easily simultaneous stream. So that's what we got going on right now. So let's show what's going on right now and let's talk about the weather here. So let me present what's going on Radar Omega because we do have a severe thunderstorm watch that's in effect right at this second. So we have a severe thunderstorm watch that is in effect for coastal parts of Virginia. I'm gonna have to turn off that radar beacon thing. I'm gonna have to really turn that off because it's getting annoying. There it is. Nope, that's add-ons. And that's not it. All right. So we're just going to go with it anyway. So we have a severe thunderstorm watch for coastal Virginia, parts of Maryland, looks like all of Delaware, southwest New Jersey, parts of central New Jersey, and a few counties in Pennsylvania. If you want me to, I'll read the areas under the watch and here's what it is. Here's what it is. All right, the following counties that are under a severe thunderstorm watch. This is for Maryland: Dorchester, Somerset, Wicomico, and Worcester. Then in Central Virginia, we have the following: Amelia, Chesterfield, City of Colonial Heights, City of Richmond, Cumberland, Fluvanna, Goochland, Hanover, Henrico, Lucia, Powhatan, Prince Edward, East Central Virginia, Charles City, Essex, King William, King and Queen, New Kent, Richmond, Westmoreland, Lancaster, Matthews, Middlesex, Northampton, Northumberland, Caroline, Brunswick, City of Hopewell, City of Petersburg, Dinwiddie, Lewenberg, Mecklenburg, Nottoway, Prince George, Southeast Virginia, Accomack, City of Chesapeake, City of Emporia, City of Franklin, City of Hampton, City of Newport News, City of Norfolk, City of Polkson, City of Portsmouth, City of Suffolk, City of Virginia Beach, City of Williamsburg, Gloucester, Greensville, Isle of Wight, James City, Southampton, Surrey, Sussex, and York counties. You are under a severe thunderstorm watch until 9 p.m. this evening. We'll go farther up to the north towards Baltimore. Is that the same one? Nope. All right, so here in Maryland, Anne Arundel, Howard, Montgomery, Prince George's, Cecil, Baltimore, Baltimore City, Hartford, Calvert, Charles, St. Mary's, and then in Central Virginia, King George, Spotsylvania, and then in Northern Virginia, City of Alexandria, City of Fairfax, City of Falls Church, City of Manassas Park, Fairfax, Prince William, and Stafford counties, all under a severe thunderstorm watch until 9 o'clock this evening. And then we go over here towards Delaware. And we got Kent, Newcastle, Sussex, Caroline, in Maryland, Caroline, Kent, Queen Anne's, and Talbot. Southern New Jersey, Atlantic, Burlington, Camden, Cape May, Cumberland, Gloucester, Ocean, Salem counties in New Jersey, and then also in southeast Pennsylvania, Chester, Delaware, Montgomery, and Philadelphia counties. Like I said, I'm still new to all this. I'm really still new to all of this stuff when it comes to being on the StreamYard. This is very new to me. So right now, what we got going on right now, let me pop up the KLWX radar. We do have showers and thunderstorms that are forming. We got a few. Let me turn off this right here. West of Baltimore, Maryland, we have a couple of showers and thunderstorms. We're not playing no games with these storms because of the fact of what happened yesterday. And yes, the National Weather Service or the Storm Prediction Center really dropped the ball yesterday. So way to go. Way to go on dropping the ball. You did drop the ball. Just something to keep in mind. You did drop the ball, Storm Prediction Center. Even though I'm on multi-platforms, does not mean I'm not going to call people out when I see fit. North of Bel Air in Maryland, there is a thunderstorm up here. We do have storms west of Philadelphia as well. Not severe. Those storms are not severe. This storm over here by Winslow Township is not severe either in New Jersey. You go down towards Virginia. These storms, again, are not severe. Damaging winds seems to be the greatest threat with any thunderstorms. Heat, humidity in the afternoon, temperatures low to middle to even at times upper 80s as you get into southern Virginia. In fact, we got a 90-degree reading just east of Chesapeake in Virginia. So we have that going on. Let's go over here to what's going on in Florida. There is a slight risk for severe storms in Florida. From your sea breeze, this is going to be from your sea breeze in the Atlantic that's setting off showers and thunderstorms. And right now we got a downpour just west of Port St. Lucie in Florida. We do have a couple of thunderstorms northeast of Northport. And then we have another one over here west of Palm Coast. Temperatures are right at about the mid to upper 90s in this area. Main threat with this area seems to be hail and also some gustier winds. Then we have another area over here that includes Texoma, Weather Mentors area. It's to the northwest of that, to the northwest of Wichita Falls, but you get what I mean. We do have showers that are starting to form, and eventually they'll form some thunderstorms here. Main risk I see is hail over here. Couldn't see some strong winds. Tornado threat is not the center of conversation today. Let me say that again. The tornado threat is not the center of conversation today. Let's read some of the comments so far. The confirmed tornadoes was in Ohio yesterday. Were 15, 25, 45 miles from my house. Yep, I was live yesterday. On that. Hey, Nate, it's Gatorade. What's up, Gatorade? What is up? What is up, Gatorade? So we got those showers going up right now. All right, let's go over here to the west as we have heat advisories, excessive heat warnings if you are in the purple shading, you're in kind of that magenta purple shading, that is an excessive heat warning. In your orange, that's going to be your heat advisory. Temperatures, I've been seeing readings in the excessive heat warning criteria areas that could get above, most likely will get above 106, 107. I can't rule out someone seeing a temperature of about 111 to 113. And then Death Valley could be hotter than that. Let's show you current temperatures down here in Phoenix. Temperatures are right at about the 100-degree mark, right about the century mark. And 102 over here near Goodyear, Arizona. 100 near Buckeye, Arizona. You keep on going up here towards, let me take this off, terminal Doppler, there you go. Las Vegas is at 101 degrees. Las Vegas Motor Speedway, 102 degrees. Over here towards Boulder City, we got 102. The humidity is very high in these areas, or not, actually, no. They're not very high in these areas. It's just the temperatures that are high, and the humidity is creeping up there, but nowhere near as high as what you see off to your east in Texas. But even just a little bit of humidity just makes it feel a whole lot worse. So, correction. Like I said, I'm still trying to get used to all this. This is still new to me, etc. Now, let's go over here. We got Bullhead City. This is looks like this is going to be in Arizona, 104 degrees. 104 degrees. You go over here towards the San Francisco Bay area. We do have a race that's this weekend, Sonoma. In fact, we're going to do some weather forecasting for it. Right now, temperatures are relatively in the mid to upper 70s around Sonoma. It's not really showing much rain. And I know it's showing rain, but I'm seeing like this looks weird. It just looks weird. Maybe some marine layer clouds, I'd have to say. If you're in Fresno, it's 97 degrees. We do have some heat advisories to the east of Reno, where temperatures are getting into the 90s. Fallon in Nevada, 90 degrees with a 43-degree dew point. Still relatively dry in general. You go up towards here. In fact, we're going to go into a different graphic. Going to go over into a different graphic. Going to stop streaming there. I'm going to go to a different graphic. There you go. We're going to go into a different graphic to talk about these winds today up here in the Dakotas because they are pretty gusty. They're pretty gusty. I know this is just kind of a model forecast. It's showing sustained winds anywhere between 20 and 30 miles an hour. So we're going to go with that 20 to 30 miles an hour sustained winds up in the Dakotas, and then even funneling all the way down into Iowa, funneling in that cooler air too, funneling in that cooler air where you're seeing some of these higher gusts in the red. You're seeing gusts closer to 50 miles an hour. You go farther up to the north of Bismarck, North Dakota, you got gusts getting up to about 50 miles an hour or so. You go up here to Saskatchewan, you got winds upwards of about low 50s on the mile per hour range. All right, let's talk about local Ohio Valley weather. So we really hit the hard subjects, and we're going to talk about tropics up next after this. Like I said, this stream is going to be anywhere between about 25 and 45 minutes. We do have a severe thunderstorm watch. It's in effect over there in the mid-Atlantic. Weather coverage wise will remain on TikTok till the viewer numbers rise high enough on here on the StreamYard to be able to just overtake it. All right, let's go over here to our radar here. Let's go over here. Let's talk about what's going on here. Let me know if the stream is doing good, what the quality's like, etc. Wouldn't mind if y'all would like to do that. You're hearing that beeping sound? That is a radar beacon. By the way, closer to HQ, 83 degrees with a 60-degree dew point. Dew points are still going to drop. They're definitely on the way down. In fact, the way you know that, you go over here towards Indianapolis, and dew points are struggling to get to 50. They're struggling to get to 50. They're right at about 50, low 50s, upper 40s. And humidity, dew points is the way how it feels outside. It's how it feels outside. And it's going to feel good. The humidity is going to continue to drop. And I think the farther east in Ohio you are, the longer it will take for that lower humidity to arrive. So if you're over here by Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, dew points are still in the low 60s or so, still in the low 60s or so. In fact, one second, let me get that on here. Okay, PBZ. We got a couple of showers going on. Maybe an isolated rumble of thunder doesn't seem to be a huge deal. Doesn't seem to be a huge deal. New Philadelphia, Ohio at 79 degrees, 61 degree dew point. Over here near Steubenville, Ohio, 77 degrees with a 61 degree dew point. So it's got a touch muggy feel, but it's already feeling better than yesterday. And tomorrow will even feel better. Tomorrow will even feel better, and I'm expecting it to get better and better and better. The weekend, it might warm up just a little bit on Saturday. We'll probably get to about low 80s. I'm forecasting about 81 for Southern Ohio, probably only getting into the 70s up in Northern Ohio. But I will also say this next week, Monday, looks relatively cool. Cool, meaning like upper 60s, low 70s. It's looking cool next Monday. So just keep that in mind as you are going out and about. Let's go over here to Kentucky. It's a little bit warmer, just a touch. As that first front you see on your screen is crossed through, it's taking some of the humidity out. We still have a 66 degree dew point in London, Kentucky, 82 degrees, 66 degree dew point. But if you look up towards Lexington, the air gets better and better and better. Georgetown, Kentucky, with 77 degrees and a 61 degree dew point. And the air is basically coming out of the west and northwest. So it's going to kind of coming out of this general direction here. General direction right here. That air's coming in and it's more of a crisp, cooler feel. Crisp and cooler feel. So just keep that in mind. Let's go up here to Detroit. Detroit, Rock City. If you're over here towards Detroit, temperatures are right at about 80 degrees, 46 degree dew point. That is basically telling you that when that sun goes down tonight and you clear those skies out, it will be a relatively cool night. Temperatures will be falling. That is for certain. So just something to keep in mind. Our top viewership so far has been 5 viewers so far. 5. The number 5. Yeah, if we're going to be able to continue doing just straight up StreamYard, we're going to have to get those numbers a little higher for sure. All right, let's go over here towards Grand Rapids, 73 degrees with a 47 degree dew point. That's something you would see in the fall. That's something you would see in the football time, in the fall, etc. We do have a new mesoscale discussion, a little bit of a tidbit. When you're looking at these mesoscale discussions, there's a legend on your Radar Omega if you're on Radar Omega. It gives you a certain percentage of what that watch is. 40% chance of a watch from the Oklahoma Panhandle, Northwest Oklahoma, into parts of the Texas Panhandle, and it's 40% chance of the watch. 40% chance of the watch. In retrospect, this was 80. This was 80. This says watch likely. If it's tan like that black and tan color or so, brownish, tan, whichever, it is a watch likely. It's a watch likely. Let's go over here to Des Moines, Iowa. Let's go over here to Des Moines, Iowa. Into Iowa right now, giving you a little bit of a temperature update. 77 degrees with a 41 degree dew point. Very dry outside. And you can see that wind coming in from the northwest to the southeast. Stronger winds, especially north of Des Moines. And that is just leading itself to cooler conditions. So while you're in the 70s, these gustier winds are making it feel more like the upper 60s. So it's feeling cool, a rather cool feeling. Not cold, cool feeling. All righty. Let's go back over here again and continue to pull up towards the north. And let's find some cooler temperatures, some of the cooler temperatures in the U.S. right now. Let's go over here to Minot, way up here towards Minot. Temperatures are barely getting the 70. That's what I'm talking about. And then you see some 60s and low 60s, even some 50s up there in Winnipeg, Manitoba. So relatively on the chilly side there, double nickel range. But up here in North Dakota, we have temperatures in the mid to low 60s, and the dew point's relatively low as well. All right, let's give you stormcast of what we're basically looking at this afternoon, this evening in our 3 severe weather zones. We call them zones. That's what I'm going to call them. Little zones of severe weather that we could have. Zone number 1, right now it seems to be the primary zone for the next few hours. We'll be over here in the Delmarva region, etc. And what will happen is these cells will form and eventually merge into kind of a line segment. You don't see it much on here, but line segments are possible. Maybe a few cellular storms. We'll have to watch to see if a storm, just in case if it does want to rotate. And I'm just letting you guys know, just because of what happened last night in Maryland, I'm not taking any chances. But not every marginal risk is going to play out like that. But when they do, the Storm Prediction Center is at fault. The Storm Prediction Center is at fault for that. So then that rolls to the east, rolls out 7 a.m. I'd say it's done later in the evening, honestly. So should be done by about 9 or so. Anywhere between about 8 and 9. Over here down in Florida, we do have a drought outlook we're going to give you a look at. We'll have some thunderstorms kind of peaking during the rush hour, anywhere between about 4 and 8 p.m. 4 and 8 p.m. Then they'll start kind of dying off, and then we'll be done with that. Over here towards the Oklahoma, Texas panhandle, showing these storms. These could be a few hailstorms. Could have a few hailstorms with these, and maybe some briefly gusty winds. We'll see how long that will last in general, but it's just something to bear in mind too as we keep on going forward. Let's go look at overall storm energy. I like using the RAP model for storm energy. I like using it. It seems to be more accurate on where the exact areas of storm energy is. And there's your storm energy. Think about that like fueling your car. Think about storm energy like fueling your car. And we got a little isolated corridor right here east of Amarillo and west of Clinton, Oklahoma, even though it's really close to there, of some energy available for some stronger storms. And then over here in Florida, you know how it is, downpours, maybe some hail, and some stronger winds. The hail threat's a little bit abnormal for these thunderstorms in Florida. They're more usually on the summer type of variety, so they don't usually have that as much available. You go farther off to the north, we go over here to storm energy, and you'll see the energy kind of hangs around for a little bit. The front does not want to move fast. This is not a front that's moving that fast. In fact, there's a double cool front, as you see on your screen, and I'll kind of draw where those are. You have front number 1 that's going to take down the humidity some. That takes the humidity down some, right? And then front number 2, take it in a different color. Front number 2 is down through about here, all the way into Oklahoma. You can't see it very, very well, but you can kind of see it in general. I'm not the best on artistry, but I do the best I can. And that front's right here. And once that front moves through, it's really going to feel cooler. Let's go over here to Springfield in Missouri. Couple of showers, maybe an isolated thunderstorm. Don't expect anything severe out of this. And look at the cooler feeling, 60 degrees, 60-degree dew point though. But look off to the north. I mean, when you see dew points this low, look at Kansas City. And this is what I mean by example. Dew points in Kansas City are relatively in the 40s. That's not normal for this time of year, period. I've been in Kansas City before. It's hot. It's pretty hot. Let me see if there's any questions on the Facebook. I'm gonna go log in on my Facebook and go see if there's any questions over there. Mhm. Alrighty, where is it? There it is. I'm not seeing any questions here. Let me go to my profile. Make sure my profile's on there. Do do do. And 4 comments. We do have comments. Okay, thank you. All right, Caleb. Okay, got that. Let me double check on my Storm Master Weather page. Okay, all right. So we're doing good so far. Doing good so far. All right. So let's continue on with our forecast here. Back over to your West Coast, where our bigger concern seems to be. That beeping sound you hear, that's the radar beacon. I'm still trying to find out how to turn that off during some of these live streams. So I'm gonna work on that after the stream. All right, so we warm up. We warm up pretty good today. It will come off, the heat will come off a little bit. There'll be a little low pressure center. You can already see it right here, but it's actually more located right about here or so. You got a little low pressure center going to bring some type of like marine layer cloud cover, little marine layer cloud cover. I'm going to color it in gray. Marine layer cloud cover is on its way. And that June gloom, they call it the June gloom. I learned that last night as I was looking things up. The June gloom will be moving in and will be taking down those temperatures a bit. What does this high pressure do? Well, this high pressure is actually going off more right here, that high pressure, as it continues going off to the east for the weekend, going east for the weekend. Now, we'll see if a new high pressure ridge builds next week, but this one's moving off to the east. And it will eventually create some flow that will be not as hot for California. We'll start taking down the heat a notch. Let's show you all the forecast here when it comes to the euro. And I like the euro personally. Euro, NWS blend of models, they're pretty good. GFS, in my opinion, gets a bit aggressive on things. But here is this evening, by the way. This is 5 p.m. this evening there. And this is temperatures relatively anywhere between 103 and 112. 103 and 112 is going to be a possibility. So please stay hydrated. Please, please, please stay hydrated as we continue to go on. And then you go towards Friday. This is Friday. And we start losing more of the touch on the heat. I actually think it's going to be a little bit less hotter than this as that high pressure continues to roll to the east. But staying hot in Arizona and parts of Southern California, most likely. And we're going to keep that at least through the start of the weekend. Then it's starting to cool down a little bit, but still staying hot. See, here's the 9th. Not seeing those big old time purple colors that's showing that intense heat. Whereas over here in the Ohio Valley, we're in for a big time cool down. This is a big time cool down. For this time of year, it is a big time cool down. And you'll see how these temperatures come up a little bit for today. We'll go to about 80. And then tomorrow, we may not even get to 80. We'll probably get to about 75, I would say. And then continue to start bringing the heat back after Tuesday of next week. It looks like the heat really wants to return back to the north. So have until then, and I will say it's a transitional type of thing too. We're gonna keep it hot down here in Texas as well. It's gonna stay hot, pretty typical this time of year. It's staying hot, but when you go to temperature anomalies, and what temperature anomalies is departure to average. So, say your average temperatures is 90, right? And you're below average, say 5 to 10 degrees, you're talking 85 to 80 degrees, 85 to 80 degrees. I try to pride myself in making weather on the simpler side, more simple, blue collar. Everybody can get it, everybody can understand it, and everybody's not all overwhelmed by it. That's one of my main goals, been one of my main goals doing this. All right. Let's go talk tropics next week because there's a lot of chit chatter about the tropics next week. And I'm going to say this right now, I'm not expecting a hurricane. And there's a low chance of maybe a tropical storm, but I don't think it's going to be that right now. I don't think it's going to be that right now, but my thoughts may change as we get later and later. So let's go over here to forecast models. This is over here by tropicaltidbits.com. They're really a good peeps over there, and they have good stuff. So let's go over here to Tropical Tidbits. Tropical Tidbits, there you go. And we'll show you the GFS model. All right. And hopefully I can just click. Yeah, there you go. I like that. All right, so showing you next week a front. Here, let me set the scenario for you. There's going to be a front that's expected to kind of stall out in Florida. It's expected to pull up and maybe develop some type of tropical moisture, right? It's going to develop some type of tropical moisture. That gets thrown up into this. And this is Wednesday of next week, so about 6 days from now. So forecast accuracy still low, but it still wants to bring this in. And something I am wanting to learn, maybe someone can tell me, is can severe weather patterns overall in the United States be disrupted by tropical entities? Let me say that again. That's going to be the question of the day is can tropical influences interrupt the overall severe weather pattern? And will that happen? Omaha Elkhorn's not doing too bad, Kayla. I'm looking at your live right now. I'm looking at that. Let me go over here. Tour. Go over here. All right, nothing going on there on the comments section. So that's how we got to do Facebook for at least a little bit until that gets all set up and revved up to go. More people's coming to YouTube, which is good, which the YouTube makes sense because we've been promoting the YouTube. All right, let's go back over here to Tropical Tidbits, talk about what's going on. This is hour 144. Like I said, confidence is low, maybe slightly medium on something coming out of this. Now, this is where we get into tropical wonderland. We call it Wonderland. We get into the Mysticville. Look at that. 993 millibar wants to bring something in. Too far out. Too far out. I don't trust that. I don't trust that right now. Let's wait to see more on this because let me see what day that is. I have a feeling that's at least 8 days out. Yeah. 9 days out. Yeah. 8 to 9 days out. And it's showing that. And it's on the Euro, but 8 to 9 days out. Something to think about. Something to think about. And it wants to bring out another one. Which, like I said, 8 days out. We'll keep an eye on it. I'm not going to be all gun hole on that and make it a big thing right now. I'm not doing that right now. But I'll show you what's going on here. And it's not showing. It's only getting hour 90 on Monday. All right, let's see what the previous model shows. I want to get to the previous model so I can see the hour 240. There we go. I'm going to get to the hour 240. And what does the GFS do with this moisture on the same day? I want it to be on the same day. And this is what I'm talking about. Same day, same time, and not as much rain in Florida. But it does bring some rain. Very interesting to me. And it shows no tropical entities. It doesn't show any tropical entities. So that's something I want people to take away from that is models can change, models can disagree, and when they disagree like that, when there's that much of a spread in the models where you don't even see much rain on that tells me we need to continue to dive into this because we was looking at the Euro model, which is my favorite, and it wasn't showing much of that, right? It wasn't showing that much. But as contrary to the GFS, it shows 3 tropical entities. So big model spread, still a lot of time to watch it. No need to get scared. No need to get scared. Just have your hurricane preparations ready to go for later in the season. Even though you can get development in the Atlantic in June. And I believe one of the last times that happened, it was June. And in the month of June, it was Alex. I think it was Tropical Storm Alex. So it was Tropical Storm Alex. But I always, let me bring up another one right here. Go on. Hold on a second. Let me go over here. Oh, no. There you go. That's better. And I want to bring up a different one. Let's go to the National Hurricane Center website. Let's go to the National Hurricane Center website because I think they're better than the Storm Prediction Center. I really do. I think they are better than the Storm Prediction Center, period. Over here, when it says tropical cyclone activity is not expected during the next 48 hours, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. So that's good. Let's go to the Eastern Pacific. And tropical cyclone activity is not expected during the next 48 hours. And Central Pacific, same thing. Alrighty, let's take that off. I want to take that off again. So we'll take that off. We'll go over to the radar Omega. We'll go to the Omega and we'll go look at the live tropics. So we're going to go look at live tropics. How long have we been on here? Let's say 30 minutes. Yep, 38 minutes. Okay. So we're going to go look at the live tropics and then we'll close it out. All right. So let's go over here to satellite and let's go to what we call the Gulf of Mexico region, main region you watch in the June. From what I've looked at, you watch this region right here in the month of June. You watch this month of region in the June. It's called homegrown development. Very, very interesting term there, homegrown development. And you don't see, let me go to our long wave IR. You don't see like coupled up and clustered up development. You don't see none of that, which is a good thing. There is more development in the Pacific that you keep an eye on. There's stuff to keep an eye on in the Pacific. But in the Pacific, you do get a lot more time this time of year to watch things. Over here in the main development region, right now, there looks like there's different little tropical waves coming off. None of it's organized. None of it's really, really organized, which is a good thing. None of it's really organized. And then let's go over here to the Eastern Pacific. This is probably where it's most organized, to be honest with you. Yeah, these are most organized. These are the most organized right now. You got little tiny tropical waves. You got a tiny tropical wave right here, little tropical wave here, and a bigger tropical wave off the Mexico coast. So just something to keep in mind. Alrighty, 3:22 p.m. I want to thank everybody for joining Storm Master Weather. And that's the bottom line because the Storm Master said so. Viewers first, science second. It's always going to be that way. It's always going to be that way. I'm not giving up on that moniker. That's going to stay with me no matter what anyone says. And the no nonsense me is going to stay too. If someone gets on my nerves on my live stream on these other platforms, I'm going to let them know about it. The same no nonsense, unfiltered, unscripted weather person that you see on the TikTok is the same person you're going to see on these other platforms. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you on TikTok.